Hi, this is Brandon with Precision Defensive Solutions, and because we talked about home defense shotgun, let's talk about a rifle setup for home defense. So this is my IWI Zion 15. It is not a custom build, but it has absolutely been customized. Um, Now let's look at why I set it up the way I did, what I put on it, what I didn't put on it, and why I like it. So if we start out from the muzzle, it has a muzzle device on it from Griffin Armament to accept my silencer. I have an Optimus Micro, which actually works pretty well on this rifle for it not being subsonic rounds. It works pretty well. The only reason I don't use it on the rifle is I can't get a cover for it, and well, AR-15, 223-556 through a silencer gets rather hot. So until I can find a cover for it, it won't be used on this rifle, which is really unfortunate because that's what I bought it for. As we move down a little bit, we have a switch. I do have a mounting plate from Schaefer Machining out of Pennsylvania for the mounting plate for my my light, which we'll look at a little bit. I do have a Holosun 403B on it. I like the red dot. It works well for me. I do like an LVPO better on a rifle for the magnification options, but it works pretty well. I can't complain about it. It works all right for now. Will it stay? Time will tell. It really, but for short distance, even out to like 25 yards for me, even 50 yards with me, a red dot on rifle works pretty well to get good significant defensive hits. And since we're talking about a home defense rifle, honestly, I think a red dot's probably a good choice because of the distance. As we move back a little bit, I'm going to try to do this from behind, and yeah, there we go. So I've got a Radian Raptor ambidextrous charging handle in it. That works great, especially when I had the LVPO on it. It allowed me to get my fingers on it and worked out pretty well. And we're going to flip this thing around. Oh, before we do, I do have a Magpul sling on it because rifles must have slings. If you're using a rifle for a defensive purpose, you absolutely must have a sling on it. And if you don't, you're wrong and you need to fix that. The stock on it is it's what came on it, so I don't know what IWI uses, but I really like it. I like the the cheek weld on it. It works out perfectly for me. As we move on back up, so we look at the trigger, you notice it has a silver trigger face on it. I did put a Trigger Tech adjustable trigger in it. It's set at about 3.5 pounds. I really like a very crisp trigger on a rifle, and this thing is crisp as crisp can be, but it's not set to the point where I'm going to accidentally set it off. So as long as I make contact on it, that's fine. It's not going to go, but I put a little pressure on it. It's a nice, clean, very smooth break to it. Really helps the accuracy with the rifle because it doesn't help the accuracy on the rifle. It helps the shooter. But it works really well. So we come up on the front. Actually, let me go back a little bit. I did replace the stock hand grip on the gun. I put a Magpul Mo on it. Nothing major, pretty simple upgrade. I just like the feel of that one a little bit better than what the stock grip was. But coming up to the Handstop up here, that is a Magpul Handstop on it. Really like that one. It feels really good. I got small hands, so it doesn't push my hand off the handguard, but it still allows me to be able to get a good grip on it, and it allows me to access the switch on the light. Now the light, the ProTac light that I have on it is from Streamlight. It's a 1,000 lumen light. Really like that light. It's not overly expensive. It's not a break the bank expensive, but you know it's nice and bright. I'm going to try to get some video in the dark for you to show you what it looks like. It works. It works exceptionally well, and I really like it, especially for the price point. Are there better lights out there? Probably. Would I have liked to put a mod light or a Surefire on it? Sure, but I didn't. And the reason I didn't is because my wife and I live in a apartment style condominium. We have neighbors on two sides and windows on the other. So we're either looking at neighbors or we're looking at outside windows. So really this rifle is not a good choice for us for home defense because of the risk of over penetration or even going into an outside window. Though I set it up for a home defense rifle, I don't use this for a home defense rifle. Our home defense guns are our carry guns. I didn't want to put too much money into the light just for range use and training use. Could that change in the future? Yeah, that could absolutely change in the future, but we'll see how that goes. But I really like the rifle overall. I think IWI made a very nice rifle at a fairly decent price point. I mean, you're still talking about $900 for the rifle. So it's not a super cheap AR-15, but it's not a super expensive AR-15 either. And it runs really well. Shoots super smooth, very clean, very accurate. Something I highly recommend. Thanks a lot, everybody. We'll talk to you soon. Be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell so that you get an update every time we post a new video.